What is good, Cardano fam, ADA gang? We have lots of exciting updates to unpack today, so hit that subscribe, hit that like. Major exchange Bitstamp, the world's longest running exchange, which is also being acquired by Robinhood. Acquisition will complete in 2025. They shared this morning Cardano ADA, the DeRec Alliance news, IOG joining them as a top weekly trend. So fantastic to see Bitstamp's tweet this morning mentioning Cardano and the DeRec Alliance as a top trend. And of course, you can trade ADA on that platform as well. And if you missed the news regarding the DeRec Alliance, in short, IOG joined this alliance alongside Algorand Foundation, Hedera, Hashgraph, Ripple, and XRPL Labs, and many other contributors for the goal of advancing interoperable decentralized recovery standards for mass adoption. Think easy password recovery, but for your seed phrase. Really removing the barriers to entry for UX and ensuring a smooth experience for managing your keys and whatnot. So fantastic to get that shout out by Bitstamp. Cardano DEX volume in the last 24 hours, almost 23 million ADA. So even though right now the market is in a slump, and we'll comment on where we're at and why I think we're pretty much at the bottom, we continue to see good trading numbers. Obviously, we want to see these numbers go up, but also a lot of developer activity. As the ADA price action chops, Cardano's developer commits have hit a new all-time high. Moral of the story, Cardano developers are building more than ever. Adoption is coming. Cardano just set a new all-time high record for daily trades. So we'll talk about the Snek controversy with the delays and whatnot with Snek.fun. But everything in short with Snek.fun is back up and running, smooth and getting better. But we'll come back to Snek.fun. This was fantastic. ZKDID, he loves drum and bass. He's big into ZK, immutability, privacy, and whatnot. And he helped facilitate this conversation of putting Beatport on the radar of StuffIO. StuffIO loves to do media and ownership and whatnot. And Beatport is a very OG pioneer name when it comes to music production. Think like Apple Music, Spotify, but for DJs, dance music, and whatnot. DJ tech tools, things like that. And they still have a very big user base. A lot of DJs use that platform. So it would be great to see some sort of experiment or some sort of collaboration between this secondary project, like a Web3 experiment it looks like they're making by Beatport. So fantastic, because I see them like tweeting about metaverse and whatnot. So I think it's a great idea that ZKDID has been facilitating this. And I would love to see how I can help, because I've used Beatport a lot and it's right up my alley. GovTool is up on Cardano mainnet. If you are interested in being a DREP, a direct voter, or delegating to a DREP, check out this link. It's a fantastic website. Sign up today so your stake is captured at the epoch turnover tomorrow. Now, this is an older post, but we'll take a look at the website now, and I think it's a fantastic website. Cardano Governance tool, beautiful. Like, I love the websites that a lot of the Cardano developers are putting together. Fantastic, modern, elegant UX, UI. Cardano Governance lets ADA holders have a say in the network's future. You can vote directly, find someone to represent you, or become a representative for others. Now, I recommend Cardano Yoda as a DREP. There's many other great choices as well, and you can always change your mind when it comes to DREPs. It's different from staking, and they're distinct. So they're not like, if you stake here, you can delegate to whoever you want, and you can continue to change that moving forward. That's one of the things I love with Cardano staking too, is that there's not these vesting periods or lock-in periods or intermediaries. You can also propose changes in the network yourself, put these up for discussion, and eventually a vote. I saw a funny proposal already that said like, let's buy the WWE like old ring, something like crazy like that. So it's going to get spicy, it's going to get zesty, and this looks like a fantastic platform. Do check it out. Everything is always linked for you guys in the description. Speaking of governance, have you checked out Lace 1.15? This time we've added conway-era support for ledger hardware wallets, smoother DApp connections with a cleaner transaction history, and fixed some bugs. I love their wallets. Testing it around, little playground testing, it was a fantastic experience, and it's great to see that they've released 1.15. So 1.15 opened up governance to Conway-era, ledger hardware support following on from the addition of CIP95 to Lace 1.14, which allowed ADA holders to participate in governance. 1.15 now has Conway-era support for ledger hardware wallets, so more people than ever before can take part in our ecosystem. Becoming a delegated representative or delegating your voting power to another DREP, another huge step for making Lace a fundamental part of Cardano's governance. And it's sometimes tough finding the right wallet, which wallet to use. So let me know what wallet you guys enjoy using. I hear people say Vesper, some people using whatever, Daedalus, Eternal. Like there's so many wallets out there. I personally really like what Lace provided. And when I did a test of their app, just testing it out, I think it has one of the better, smoother UX UIs. Smoother DApp connections. Now, DApp connections now generate a fresh address on demand, so you can enjoy a cleaner transaction history and assets appear instantly like magic without you needing to do anything. And finally, some bug fixes, which is great. Fantastic weekly update by Chris, and a nice recap in case you missed a few of the videos before on Angry. So guys, let's check this out. Of course, by now we have like over 200 DREPs and counting, millions of ADA in live voting power, which is great. Chainlink, if you missed it, they added their data stream support. They added for ADA, which allows low latency, fault tolerant market data, which is fantastic. Algorand Foundation, the CTO, John Woods, I saw him yesterday also on live stream, echoing that same excitement to join Cardano as a partner chain, which is fabulous. I love that. And every day it seems the protocol becomes even more decentralized, peer-to-peer completed, and Ouroboros Genesis right around the corner, and according to Charles Hoskinson, will not need a hard fork. That's nice. This was of course great, and I think stuff like DEX Screener but also DEX tools will be integral for our meme season. And DEX Screener is integrating with us, and they're in contact with MinSwap, DEX Hunter, Saturn Swap, Cardano Wallet. Of course, recently we saw the wallet snap built by NuFi Wallet. MetaMask shared that on their official developer account, which is great. I think it's another way people can jump into Cardano DeFi powered by NuFi, but the front end being MetaMask. And then of course we mentioned IOG joining, multiple members. We'll comment on the Ripple controversy that we saw today. But it's great stuff, guys. Very exciting. Building goes on, and we continue to see momentum with news every single day as other blockchains just have crickets. I'm not going to name which ones. So what happened with Snek.fun? Well, we'd be here forever breaking down this and that, and there's a lot to this. But we'll just go with very simple, right? So this is one of their latest tweets by SnekFun. Of course, SnekFun is a pump.fun alternative. New features are being added. Transactions are processing smoothly, which is good. Now, yesterday, there was so many delays. They were having massive traffic, overloaded. And they said, we take all responsibility for any issues. While we shared that some wallets and dexes are having issues, that doesn't mean we're offloading blame. Ultimately, it's our product and our responsibility. Don't blame Cardano, FUD Snek instead. Now, I think the communications could have been a little bit better, but it's launch day. We should empathize with them. They're building on Cardano. And plus, they probably got crazy DMs given the delays. Some people were just being like really childish and slamming the Cardano network completely. It's good to criticize, but it's like we have to be civil and objective, because when I spoke to developers, they were criticizing SnekFun for using 3-year-old libraries and making a bunch of mistakes. You can see that left and right. Not really mistakes, but not the most optimal. And I would say this might not be a fair comparison, but imagine if I made a website that's really slow. I didn't use optimized images. I didn't use WebP or JPEG, and I used big PNGs, and I didn't do a good job with the HTML, and I say it's HTML's fault, or it's, image standards fault. So how much of that burden goes on optimization? That's a conversation that would be here forever. But also Goofy Crisp says, I want to personally apologize for today's launch. It will only get better from here on. We're going to deliver the best product possible. And I think people appreciate the sincerity. Some people were also saying, oh, why are you apologizing? This Cardano's fault. And there's detailed threads that go into optimizations or lack thereof that if they were done, maybe it would have mitigated some of this. But it's okay, because at the end of the day, Software evolves, software changes. It's not set in stone. And this is a great post. The script is fine, as I said in the post. It's the transaction builder that was doing overestimates, but it's no longer even an issue from the recent blocks I saw. Honestly, the drama seems far bigger compared to how small and quick the fix was. So guys, at the end of the day, if we dumb it down, it's just launch. You're going to have some problems, and it should be smooth sailing for Snek.fun. And we should appreciate them, and we should do positive reinforcement, because at the end of the day, more builders, more innovation, we have to move forward, and you have to fail forward. So at the end of the day, it's not an L for Cardano, and it's not an L for Pump.fun. But speaking of L's, let's switch over to Alex Becker. This is the most agreed upon calling for lows I've ever seen. Lol. Usually I'm kidding, but I feel very comfortable being, the absolute worst case is 50% more drawn down. So TLDR, Alex Becker, he says some zesty stuff, but sometimes his calls, especially with the cycles of the market, have been pretty good. And we'll take a look at Cardano's price. And why I'm showing you this is that I agree that we're at the lows right now. We're at very low fear. We're at high fear. Sentiment is very bearish. And we need to capitulate to catapult. They go hand in hand. You need to have that moment where people just think that like everything's a scam. Everything's done for. This is it. GG no re. That's when you have those lows where you start sending it. So I'm not selling my ADA. Absolutely not. I think it's stupid to be doing that right now. Personally, do whatever you will. It's your bag. It's free will. I ain't selling my ADA. So let's talk about this post, which was dominating the homepage. And I think it speaks for itself. Of course, Chris Larsen. But we shouldn't impulsively just react with like hatred. Why? Well, I'll tell you a few reasons. First of all, IOG joining as a final founding member with Ripple, right? To help with interoperable decentralized recovery standards. Second, Brad Garlinghouse has called for a Cardano ETF. Thirdly, Brad Garlinghouse Ripple has done great work for DeFi and to really help altcoins by having a 94% penalty reduction with their lawsuit, and XRP is not a security. So why not work together? And also Charles echoes the same stuff. He was giving a positive support to David Schwartz and the work that they've done over there. So we have to work together. And I also put some more stuff for you guys that we shouldn't be impulsive. Stuff like this from Watcher Guru is a little bit clickbaity. Why? Albeit I don't care about either of these individuals. The key is that Chris had personal wallets that were hacked back in the end of January this year. About $112.5 million at that time. But like Brad Garlinghouse said, those wallets were not official Ripple wallets. Chris is not Ripple, like he's a person, he's not that entity. He's not Brad Garlinghouse, CEO. He's not Stuart Alderoti, Chief Legal Officer. So let's not conflate personal directly with Ripple, because if we start slamming Ripple, how are we going to be invitational to others? And clearly, we've been taking inspiration from others when we see tools like Snek.fun. So we need to give credit where it's due. I give credit to Solana for like the biz dev, the phone, right? The founder has good experience with UX, UI, and with Qualcomm. We have to look at the good. What can we emulate? How can we work together, right? We don't have to say yes to everything, but let's try our best to be civil and to be open-minded. And I said, is it an L? I think so. But let's wait for comment from Ripple, from Brad, and the rest of the team. But instead, you just have people doing the classic, just slamming it. And I see the post saying, I'm selling all my XRP, I'm done. Now, Cardano is my number one conviction, but I bring this up because we've been recently having some conversations with Ripple and Alliance and whatnot. And it's just, maybe that's part of the FUD that we talk about, right? And I think it was reflected in the price, right? We see it going down there. But again, it's why now? Why midnight in 2025? Why partner chains in 2025? Why Chang Part 2 in 90 days? Basically 2025. Why election in 2 days? Guys, these cycles are glaringly obvious straight in our face. So let's not get caught up in those narratives that people are so impulsive on. Let's zoom out and consider the whole spectrum. So Cardano has so much going for it and great recognition from some of the biggest names such as Bitstamp, such as many others. I think it's very easy and very pragmatic for us to still pass like $3, $4, $5. I think $5 to $7 is reasonable. I'm not going to sit here and tell you 589. No. I'm not going to say $589 or, if you guys get that meme or others, but I think it's easy for us to hit $3 to $5 because when it starts running, it runs fast. The thing about bearishness is that bearishness can be like long sailing, very dreadful, go for a long time. And we have so much more in our ecosystem from builders and users and the developer comments that I think that it's very easy for us to surpass previous all-time high. And at a glance, also, Bitcoin dominance is high. Bitcoin global search is low. USA is very low for global searches. And the massive fear sentiment on crypto Twitter is just oozing. It's just huge. And it will probably continue. We'll probably see a lot of bearish posts that just sends it. And unfortunately, people are deciding to be like a feather in the wind, Like some people might have been holding this project for like long and then they just decided to dump because they saw a Watcher Guru tweet. Yeah, and it's like, well, just like Kevin O'Leary said, he's a little troll, but he does say some good things every now and then, which was time in the market, not timing it. We got to look at trajectory. And I think that right now we're still playing with that range, the buying range, in my opinion, local floor 24 cent to 39 cent. So I think that this jitter sideways slightly low will play out. And that's why I was like, let's look at the Alex Becker tweet because, the lows are pretty much in. Maybe a little bit of a draw. If it is, guys, if it is like a 50% drawdown, like you said, it could be the biggest bull in history. I do agree. And this is why I bring up Becker and Ripple. You see, it's not about villain campaign. Some people will give a good objective take. And it's important that we focus on the data because people will lie, but the line doesn't lie. The data doesn't lie. And the data is showing us in many aspects, social sentiment and whatnot. There's a lot of people searching Cardano on Google, searching on YouTube that are sitting on the sidelines. I have friends, guys, no cap. I have friends who are telling me, hey, Alex, I'm going to buy more Cardano when it goes up to like 50 cents. And I just scratch my head and I'm like, you don't want it like at 30 cents or how does that work? Because the pricing is the marketing. Because the pricing is the marketing, for the average users, they just keep going in at the top and it's a vicious cycle. So that is the tax that they pay for not being here during the bear and going into the bull run peaks. So guys, I have a lot of confidence. Let me know, guys, are you confident with Cardano? What do you think about the Ripple situation? I think Ripple, it's just going to be fine. I think this is blown out of proportion and it's just some Watcher Guru clickbait. I'm not here to diminish this. I'm just saying that Chris Larsen's already not a very popular in the XRP army, especially because of this. And that was a tweet that I remember. Brad Garlinghouse was like, full stop. Like, this is not Ripple Wallet. So, unfortunately, people find one thing and they just run with it. They don't look at the deeper context. Let me know what's the most exciting thing for you guys. And for me, I think it's great to hear from Bitstamp because Bitstamp is a big name. I remember my brother was very excited to see them being acquired by Robinhood, which, like I said, it will complete in 2025. Other than that, guys, it's just business as usual. A lot of bustling news. Hit that subscribe, hit that like. I'll see you in the next Angry Crypto Show.